Very good morning, children. In yesterday's part of the lesson, you learned about light reactions. So, where the light reactions are happening and what are the different steps involved in light reactions, you learned. So, let us recall once the main steps of light reaction. So, first step is said to be chlorophyll is getting activated because of solar energy by absorbing the energy from sunlight. So the chlorophyll, after getting active, trapping the solar energy, it is going to become high energy molecule. Then second step, if you see, the energy whichever is fixed in the chlorophyll is helping in splitting the water molecule. Okay, so into water H plus and OH minus ions. So that process we call it as a Hill's reaction. The splitting of water molecule in presence of light through light activated chlorophyll is called photolysis of water. Photo means light, lysis means breakdown of water. Is it clear to children? So it is also known as a Hill's reaction. Then, so H plus and OH minus ions whichever are formed in the photolysis of water are further used up by third step I am going to talk. So further used up in the reactions and they are accepted by different kinds of electron acceptors, NAD, FAD, like that. Nicotinamide adenine dinucleotide, I said NAD means. FAD flavin adenine dinucleotide. NADPH means nicotine adenine dinucleotide phosphate. Are reduced nicotinamide adenine dinucleotide phosphate. NADPH means. Is it clear to children? So like that here the H plus and OH minus ions whichever are formed. So H plus ions are used up in the further steps of light reactions which helps in the formation of ATP and NADPH. Is it clear to you? And OH minus ions are combining with other electron acceptors and that helps in the releasing of oxygen as well as water. Is it clear to you? So basically or totally the end products of light reaction are said to be oxygen, then water and ATP and NADPH, which we call them as ATP and NADPH whichever are formed are said to be assimilatory powers. Is it clear to children? Oxygen, as it is gas, it is released into the atmosphere. Is it clear to you? Then water, whatever it is produced, it is going to be used up by the plant for processing the reactions. Is it clear to you? So now we will learn about the light independent reactions. Light independent reactions of photosynthesis or dark reactions. Light independent reactions are dark reactions. So here why it is called as dark reactions means are light independent. So for here the solar energy is not needed. Okay. Why? Because already the solar energy is fixed in some other forms of the light reactions. Okay children. And that ATP or NADPH whichever are formed in light reactions are going to be used by the plants in different steps to fix the carbon dioxide. Is it clear to you? And the reactions not in need of sunlight and the time gap between that reactions phase is said to be very much less. Even it is mentioned here less than 1,000th of a second. That much short period of time the process of reactions are going to be happening. So as it does not require light, so it is called as a dark reaction. Is it clear to children? So even if this reactions are taking place without the need of sunlight, that's why these reactions are called as dark reactions, and sometimes they may occur in the all the day. Throughout the day, the process of dark reactions will be carried out. I hope you understood, children. Is it clear to you? It is the dark reactions are not in need of energy. Energy means sunlight. Sunlight is not needed. Why? Because already the energy needed for the processing of the different steps of photosynthesis has been happened in the light reactions. So as end products, assimilatory powers we got ATP and NADPH. So they are having energy. So that energy is used up in the dark reactions. So that is the reason here sunlight is needed. So that's why here they are called as light independent reactions or dark reactions. That much only, but not the second phase of photosynthesis is not taking place in the night. I hope you understood. Is it clear to you? So dark reactions are not taking place at night. Is it clear to children? But light is not needed for that reactions. And you know that in stroma of chloroplast, the dark reactions are going to be happening. Okay, then now coming to the next point here. So in this phase, what is happening means the hydrogens which are present in the NADPH. NADPH means reduced nicotinamide adenine dinucleotide phosphate. NADPH is said to be reduced nicotinamide adenine dinucleotide phosphate. So this assimilatory power or chemical whichever is formed in light reactions is used up to fix the carbon dioxide. Okay, so the carbon dioxide is going to be making use of this NADPH and utilizing the even ATP. Is it clear to children? Means what? The NADPH which contains this hydrogens, they are going to be used or fixing the carbon dioxide. Is it clear to children? And using this another assimilatory power ATP, and that results in the formation of what we are going to get here after fixing all this. We are going to get glucose. Is it clear to you? So you know that glucose is said to be the end product of photosynthesis, end product of dark reaction. Like that also we can tell. Is it clear to children? So now how this glucose is formed means the carbon dioxide whichever is taken up by the plant through stomata, it also will reach the chloroplast, that to stroma part of the chloroplast, and NADPH and ATP whichever are formed already in light reactions as end products are going to be helping in fixing the carbon dioxide. Okay, that once if you recall the equation of photosynthesis, 6CO2 means 6 molecules of carbon dioxide is used to prepare 1 molecule of glucose. Then 6 molecules of water, 6CO2 plus 12H2, 12 molecules of water in presence of sunlight and chlorophyll. Okay, so we are going to get 1 molecule of glucose plus 6O2 plus 6H2O. 6H2O. Okay, in the light reactions nowhere we learned that the role of carbon dioxide. Is it not, children? So that chlorophyll is getting activated by the solar energy which contains tiny energy particles called photons. So the low energy chlorophyll gets activated and it forms the high energy rich molecule of chlorophyll. Okay, that light activated chlorophyll helps in splitting the water molecule into H plus and OH minus ions. Okay, then OH minus ions whichever are formed are further taking place in reactions, and that results in the release of water as well as oxygen gas. Is it clear to children? Then now H plus ions are formed. So that H plus ions whichever are formed are accepted by NADP and ADP or FAD. Then they are going to be changed to NADPH or ATP. Like that they are formed, which we call them as assimilatory powers. So that's why here end products of light reaction you learned oxygen, then here ATP and NADPH, like that. So nowhere you learned about the fixing of carbon dioxide. So this carbon dioxide is there. So where it is going to be fixed or where it is going to be used up means in the dark phase. In the dark phase of photosynthesis, the carbon dioxide, that 6 molecules of carbon dioxide means what? 6 atoms of carbon dioxide whatever are there. Okay, here. So carbons how many are there? 6 are there. So 6 carbon atoms are going to be fixed up at different steps to get the glucose molecule. So glucose is also 6 carbon compound only, and carbon dioxide here 6 molecules of carbon dioxide is used up. Is it clear to children? Then now so now here the fixing of carbon dioxide, that is 6 CO2, okay, plus NADPH or ATP. So at different steps it is going to give first step hexose sugar, hexose sugar means it is also a 6 carbon compound. Glucose is 6 carbon compound or not? So you remember this always, formula of glucose C6H12O6, the 6 carbon compound. Is it clear to children? Is glucose. Always glucose means carbons, how many it should be present? Carbon atoms 6 only. So here hexose means also sugar 6 only, no children? Hexo 6. So this hexose sugar is a 6 carbon compound, and but it is highly unstable. Now it is not having stability. Is it clear to you? Means what? So you will be learning that chemical bonding in chemistry part of your lesson, children. So how that chemical bonding is going to happen between the atoms of different substances which are present in the or which are taking part in the reactions. Is it clear to children? So now here this hexose sugar is highly unstable, and it is going to be again using up one of the carbon atoms, and finally it is going to form at different levels like hexose sugar, then glyceraldehyde 3-phosphate, phosphoglyceric acid, all these are formed. Finally that all this whatever I said, hexose sugar or phosphoglyceric acid or glyceraldehyde 3-phosphate, all these are said to be carbon compounds only. Okay, we are telling here 1 molecule of glucose means C6H12O6. There you can learn like 2 molecules of glyceraldehyde 3-phosphate or 1 molecule of hexose sugar, like that. Is it clear to children? But whatever it may be, it must contain 6 carbon atoms, like. So whatever the different substances whichever are formed when the processing of that reactions are going to happen. What reactions here? The fixing of carbon dioxide. So 6 carbon atoms at different levels. Okay, children. At different levels, the carbon atoms of 6 carbon dioxide molecules are fixed up, and finally that reaction intermediates whichever are formed in the process of reactions will be converted to glucose. Is it clear to children? So here that intermediate compound whichever is formed, it is given. So one it is given, Rubisco. Okay, RUBP also we can write, RUBP. Is it clear to you? RUBP means ribulose ribulose 1,5,1,5 bisphosphate. Ribulose 1,5-bisphosphate. Is it clear to you? 1,5 means what? No doubt, this ribulose 1,5-bisphosphate is said to be a 6-carbon compound, but we are not calling it as a glucose. Why? Because chemical bonding it is differing. Okay. So here 1,5 means the phosphate is attached. Phosphate atoms are 2. Bi means 2. 2 phosphate atoms. Phosphate atoms are going to be attached to the first and fifth carbon atoms. Is it clear to children? First and fifth carbon atoms. That's why it is called ribulose 1,5-bisphosphate. So out of 6 carbon dioxide molecules, 6 carbons, first step, 1 carbon of this is going to be using up this ribulose 1,5-diphosphate and it forms the hexose sugar. That hexose sugar is unstable. It will be converted to glyceraldehyde 3-phosphate, 2 molecules of glyceraldehyde 3-phosphate, and then other reaction intermediate compounds are formed. Finally, that molecule whichever is formed, whichever is said to be unstable, will be converted to glucose. Is it clear to children? So that is the reason here glucose is said to be the end product of entire process of photosynthesis. Organic molecule. Is it clear to children? 6 carbon compound, and here this glucose whichever is formed is highly soluble in water. Is it not? You know that Glucon-D. You can take sugar crystals and mystery we can know. That is also glucose only. That is also one kind of carbohydrate only. So which is going to take more time to dissolve in water? Which is taking less time to dissolve in water? So you know it very well, Glucon-D. So suppose if we take spoonful of Glucon-D in a glass of water, soon it is going to be mixed up. Is it not children? We cannot see again that one. Then if you take what is that, sugar crystals or mystery we call kalakanda, like that we call that, if we keep in water, it takes some time to mix up in the glass of water. Suppose if you take rice flour or wheat flour in a glass of water, if we stir it, what will be your observation? Means glucose is getting dissolving at faster rate, and slowly the solubility is just increasing, and finally starch is highly insoluble. It will never soluble in water. So it is going to be forming as sediment in the bottom of the tumbler or glass. Is it not children? So that's why here the glucose is formed, and as it is soluble in water, and it has having very important role as a energy source for all the living organisms. So the plants are going to convert the glucose whichever is formed into insoluble starch. Is it clear to children? So glucose is converted finally to starch. Starch. Is it clear to children? So this starch is highly insoluble in water, and this starch is stored in different parts of the plant. Okay, you can take food grains, cereals, whatever the eatables like rice, then wheat, jowar, bajra, barley, all these contain starch only. Okay, is it clear to you? Then we are going to make it use. Even plants are also going to make use of that starch for their survival. So glucose formed, where it will be seen, in which parts of the plant? Especially fruits. So fruits will be in sweet taste, no children? So how that sweet taste we got, the fruit has got, means that is because of a simple form of carbohydrate, glucose. Is it clear to children? So glucose is soluble, but if it is in that form, soluble form, then the plant may not have the reserves of glucose. That is the reason here, to survive the plant, the glucose is converted to starch which is insoluble, and it is stored in different parts of the plants. Is it clear to children? So what you have to learn, in the dark reactions, what is happening? Solar energy is not needed. The assimilatory powers which are produced in light reaction, ATP and NADPH, are used for fixing the carbon dioxide and converting that this 6 carbon atoms of carbons present in 6 molecules of carbon dioxide are going to be fixed at different steps, okay, forming the several reaction intermediates, and finally we are going to get glucose, and glucose is soluble, finally it will be converted to starch. So here 2 points you have to remember, okay. In the first step of light reactions, assimilatory powers. So give some examples of assimilatory powers, like that you will be given. What do you mean by assimilatory powers? Like that also you will be given question. Means what? The energy rich molecules which are formed in the light reactions of photosynthesis, like ATP and reduced NADP. Reduced NADP means we are mentioning it as NADPH, are called as assimilatory powers. Is it clear to children? Very important for 1 mark or 2 marks. Then in the second phase, that is independent reactions or dark reactions of photosynthesis, what you are going to learn here, the intermediate compounds. Intermediate compounds. What do you mean by intermediate compounds? Okay, so you know that glucose is the end product. Immediately that glucose is not going to be formed. That 6 carbon atoms only, whichever are fixed, are going to give the different types of substances. All are said to be having 6 carbons only. Is it clear to children? So before we get the glucose, whatever the products which are formed in the reactions are called as reaction intermediates or intermediate compounds. One example is RUBP, ribulose 1,5-bis phosphate. Is it clear to children? Then hexa sugar or glyceraldehyde 3-phosphate, all these are said to be intermediate compounds, and finally they are going to be converted to starch. Is it clear to children? So that is about your mechanism of photosynthesis, how the process of photosynthesis is going to happen. Then, so now here, I hope you understood the lesson. Read the content, whatever it is given in the textbook. If you don't follow, so once again I will explain the lesson. Then here, you know that plants are going to be observed in the our plants are having the capability of living in different environmental conditions. Is it not, children? You are observing plants in extreme hot conditions, like cactus, opuntia, date plants. Then cold conditions also, some kind of moss plants we are observing in very much cold regions of the globe. Apart from that, we can see some other plants which are grown in mountain regions where it is covered continuously with snowfall only. Then even on the land also we are going to observe. That 2 different varieties of plants we are going to observe. Is it not, children? So here hot, dry and brightly lighted conditions, wet conditions, humid or dim light. So you learnt in 9th class that zones of ocean, if we see, what are the zones? Photic zone, that euphotic zone, Bethel zone, where you are observing dim light. Is it not, children? So in the dim light conditions also you are going to observe some species of plants. Is it clear to you? And dark zone, abyssal zone, we are not going to observe any plants like that. So in different conditions, the plants are able to survive, but wherever they may be living, for photosynthesis or for processing the photosynthesis, light is needed. Wherever light is available, it is there, then the plants can survive and the plants can prepare the food by the process called photosynthesis. So that is the reason here, requirement of light and other factors. Okay, requirement of light and other factors. Is it clear? I hope you understood. Requirement of light. Light is needed, no doubt. 100% solar energy is needed for the plants to survive. Is it not, children? Or plants to prepare the food by the process called photosynthesis. So just now only if I say that 3 zones of ocean is it's very much deep. Is it not, children? So now we have photic zone. Okay, 0 to 200 meters depth. 200 to 600 meters, you can say that Bethel zone, where we are observing dim light. So some partial entry of light will be there. And abyssal zone, if we see that seabed, floor of sea, if we see, totally it is dark. So that zone we are not observing any plant group. Is it clear to you? So here the factors which are very much important here, light and other factors like carbon dioxide or water availability, all these are going to influence the process of photosynthesis. Is it clear to children? I hope you understood here the how important the process of photosynthesis for the other living organisms to survive. Is it clear to you? So wherever we observe more and more number of plants, there we can see more and more number of herbivorous animals. If herbivorous animals are more in number, carnivorous animals we can see. Even human beings also we can observe. Wherever availability of light is not there and plants are not there, we can observe less number of other kind of living organisms. Is it clear to children? So in that way you learn about the mechanism of photosynthesis, how it is going to happen. Is it clear to you? Till now you learned about the mechanism of photosynthesis and two important points, light reactions and dark reactions. So these together is going to give you the idea how the plants are converting the inorganic molecules like carbon dioxide and water to get organic molecule glucose along with oxygen and water. Is it clear to children? So in presence of sunlight. So now you can frame the differences. Now you got light reactions and dark reactions. Is it not children? So now let us learn the differences between light reaction and dark reaction. So you are going to learn about the differences between light and dark reactions. So for that you have to prepare a table. So you have to write light reactions and dark reactions. So first word only, light and dark. So what you can understand with that, immediately you can tell, occurs where it occurs? In presence of light. In presence of light. Light is very much essential for these light reactions. Here does not absence of light. It occurs in absence of light. Children, make a note of it. So if you know the light reactions, if we keep all the points of light reaction, if we keep all the points of dark reaction, so that will be the differences of light and dark reactions. Then coming to the next point here, these are said to be light independent. Light independent. Light independent reactions. Sorry. Light dependent. In under light reactions, light dependent reactions. So already we learned light is needed. So all the reactions are very much in need of light. So that's why they are called light dependent reactions. Here light independent. light independent reactions. Is clear to you? Light independent reactions. Then, which part of the chloroplast the light reactions are going to be happening? You learned in the structure of chloroplast two important parts which are present where the process of photosynthesis is going to happen. Even before we start the mechanism of photosynthesis also, you learned which part of the chloroplast is playing a role in the process of photosynthesis. So yes, you remembered, I know it very well. So here the light reactions are going to be happening in a grana. Is it not? Grana of chloroplast. Is it clear to children? So the light reactions are going to be happening in grana of chloroplast, and dark reactions are happening in a stroma of chloroplast. Stroma of chloroplast. Is it clear to children? Then, so here these light reactions are also called as light is needed, we call it as a photochemical reactions. Make a note of it, children. Light reactions are also called as photochemical reactions, whereas dark reactions they are called as biosynthetic reactions. Biosynthetic reactions. Is it clear to children? Then next one. Next point, if we see here, so here the H plus ions are utilized by NADP. So you learned that assimilatory powers are formed in the light reactions like. So NADP, what it is? It is electron acceptor. Already I said children, ATP, NAD, FAD, all these are all these are said to be electron acceptors, I said. So H plus ions of photolysis of water are utilized by NADP to form NADPH. Is it clear to you? Reduced NADPH means what, children? Reduced NADPH. That is NADP is NADPH. Then the hydrogens of NADPH. So here NADPH is formed in light reactions. That hydrogen whichever is present in NADPH is used to combine with carbon dioxide. Is it clear to you? Means what? Fixing of carbon dioxide is happening because of NADPH whichever is formed in the light reactions. Then coming to the other differences. So now what are the end products of light reaction? End products of light reaction. So what are the end products of light reaction? You learnt already. Oxygen. Is it not, children? Then water and ATP, NADPH. So these are the end products. Basically you can take oxygen, ATP and NADPH also you can take. And these ATP and NADPH whichever are formed are called as assimilatory powers. Very important point you have to remember. Then whatever this ATP and NADPH, ATP and NADPH which are formed in light reactions are going to be used to form organic molecule which we call it as a glucose. Is it clear to children? Then here in photolysis of water what is happening? Oxygen is released. So in photolysis of water, so here last but one step, water molecule, you know that photolysis of water is happening, splits, and that results in the formation of oxygen. Water molecule splits and releases oxygen, whereas here carbon dioxide is used or utilized to form glucose. So here who studied about light reactions? Last pointer, Robert Hill. Robert Hill studied about light reactions. Is it clear to you? Robert Hill studied about light reactions, whereas the dark reactions are studied by Melvin Kelvin. Melvin Kelvin studied about dark reactions. So in that way, these are the differences of light and dark reactions. So make a note of it, children. Tomorrow we will start the heterotrophic nutrition.